Alright, so even though Esdeath is hot as fuck, I can no longer support me saying waifu for lifeu. Like, I'm gonna have to take my bitch ass back to Leone or something, somewhere safe, because after this episode, no. So this week's episode was mainly focused on Esdeath, getting some of her characterization, her backstory, understanding her character a little bit more, and at the same time kind of tackling once again the romance between her and Tatsumi. And to be honest with you, at first I was really like, holy shit, this is an awesome misunderstood woman. And she might still be in a certain sense. Maybe I'm underestimating her as far as like how much she could possibly change in the future or develop. But after this episode, understanding who she truly is, yeah, I can't fuck with it right now. And I kind of think, if anything, it's a good idea for Tatsumi to stay away. I mean, not every girl that looks attractive as fuck is good for you necessarily, and this is a proper case of that. So for starters, the main dude that's been in the shadows and everything, we learn a little bit more about him as well. But you could tell to a certain extent he don't want to fuck with Esdeath. He uses Tegu or whatever to basically teleport her far the fuck away from him. So we can sort of assume that he might not be confident enough to fight her, so we can kind of gauge where his ability is. Maybe people in Night Raid can probably take him out if they tried hard, because again, if he was full confident, why would he just get rid of her immediately unless he thought, yeah, she could probably fuck me up. And then finding out that he's the minister's son and kind of that he looks up to the minister is like, raw, you look up to him. But it was kind of giving more of his characterization as well. I felt as though this was a character-driven episode because, well, this is a character-driven series nonetheless, but definitely a character-driven episode where we're seeing how violent he is and how fucked up he is. He has a bitch butt naked in bed and he's fucking her up because she like dissed his pops a little bit, or was like, she just said it in a little uncommon or rude manner. I'm like, really? This dude is fucking crazy. Maybe him and Esdeath should get together. But it's interesting to find out that even as a young child, Esdeath was already fucked in the head, and her father can pretty much tell that she was messed up in the head. He was like, there's something off about her, but obviously any father is going to look past all the flaws of their child and be like, you know, at the end of the day, that's my child. She's a beast and I love her. So he kind of looked past it, but he could definitely see that something was wrong with her, and kind of understanding her character more, it's definitely safe to assume that Tatsumi did make the right decisions ultimately early on. While we didn't have the full picture, and he didn't either, he went with his gut feeling and he was right. I mean, we would have, majority of us, 9 out of 10 of us, would have just been bathing in her butt cheeks. But I think Tatsumi made the right call with basically saying, you know what? She seems a little bit off. She's a little bit nut job. Maybe I could change her, but ultimately I can't indulge in any sort of thing with her, because imagine if he actually gave it to her and they actually went in and stuff like that. She would be even more obsessed with him. She's already obsessed with him, but just imagine. And I also felt that it was really interesting to find out how she got her Tegu and what her Tegu ultimately is. I mean, we basically knew that she could control ice and make ice appear or whatnot, but finding out that she actually drank these demons' blood, and I honestly think maybe she is insane. She definitely is insane. What the fuck am I saying maybe? She's definitely insane. But there's always room for change if somebody is that desperate. And I think if she loves Tatsumi that much, maybe, you know, let's look on the flip side of it. I'm saying maybe he should have never gave it to her and should have just ran away, and he was right. What if he did give it to her and she felt even more deeply in love and felt this compulsion to change? Just giving some ideas out there. I mean, you know what they say, love makes people do crazy things, and a crazy person will do even crazier things, like change their ways. And to be honest with you, while as a fan, I would love to give this episode like a 10 out of 10 or whatever. It was mainly character driven. It didn't really progress the main timeline too much. Aside from them getting teleported to some island and then coming back, we learned a little bit more about Esdeath and this guy that's in the shadows. So it was good character driven and a little bit of, I guess, characterization building in a sense, kind of understanding these characters more for us. But as a whole, it wasn't really like the biggest driving plot force, but I still felt it was a very good episode. So I would give it an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it, honestly. I felt as though it gave more character to Esdeath and made us understand exactly who she is. She isn't just this misunderstood killer. She is a fucking psychopath that even the blood of demons doesn't fuck with her. Like, you could be screaming in her ear, you should kill, you should murder. She's like, I already knew that motherfucker. And as much as it saddens me to say, yeah, as far as like her being this misunderstood killer, it's more along the lines of she's a psychopathic nut job killer that you should stay far the fuck away from. As much as we were all like, yo, Tatsumi, you a bitch. Are you gay? What are you doing? He made the right call. Also quickly want to note the art and animation in this episode in particular, when they first arrive on the island and all the scenes in the daytime on the island, the art looked absolutely gorgeous. I was like, wow, they actually really went in. And we didn't get a new opening this week, but maybe they're taking that money and putting it towards a better budget for the art and animation. And if that's the case, I'm fine. We'll stay with the same opening, but give us that art and animation that we got in this episode, especially the art. It looked gorgeous. Who doesn't want to see a hot, big, titty, obsessed woman walking around an island in a bikini? Just saying. So yeah, again, 8 out of 10. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode. What do you think about Esdeath? Do you think if Tatsumi went even harder as far as giving her more of the loving that she wants, she could change to be a better person? Or do you think that he was really right with saying, you know what? Yeah, I need to stay the fuck away from her. Like, there's no changing this woman. And also, what do you think about that other nut job in the shadows, finding out a little bit more about his character, that he's just as crazy, if not crazier than Esdeath, but he's not too crazy to go against Esdeath fighting. And your raw thoughts of the episode. I felt it was a very good episode nonetheless. Again, 8 out of 10. Really enjoyable and understanding the two main antagonists of Akame got killed right now. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that'd be awesome. I'm Neverworld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.